everyone, welcome to another Halloween tutorial. Today's video is going to be a step-by-step and in-depth tutorial where I talk you through how I put together this witch inspired look. So I've gone for a silver and purple eye with a burgundy lip. I know it's a bit strange to be doing it with, given the colour wig. It also reminds me, I know it's not very Wicked Witch of the West or if it's very wicked, so if you want to see how I put together this Suicide Squad stroke Rocky Horror Show inspired look. Alright, let's get started. So this time I'm doing something slightly different. I am not doing the face paint, so I'm just taking my MIX green concealer and then just using the applicator to somehow work this all over my face and then using a sculpting brush to basically buff this into the skin. I am also going to use my pale concealer because I want to mix that to try and act as a base. Again, trying to make this tutorial as budget friendly and as product friendly as possible for anybody who might not be able to afford or own face paint. So what I'm doing is I'm just basically painting this all over my face, applying a bit more of the green, but of course if you want to make it more of a greener face you can either use more green concealer, or if you own face paint it will also do the trick if you're aiming for a Wicked Witch of the West or if you're anything from the musical. And I'm taking my MIX Bright palette, I'm taking this dark purple shade on a Morphe M433 and I'm basically going to be working this through my crease. When I was putting this together I've tried different colour combinations. I once thought about doing a red one, but I thought it would be too similar to the last look that I did for the vampire one because I did a more burgundy one, and I thought with this colour I thought why not do more of a more vibrant Halloween look, because you're also getting use out of a bright palette using colours that you would normally see in summertime. And then on my other eye I'm trying to work this through my crease. I also took a little bit onto my eyelid and then trying to make both eyes somehow match. You can also use a really synthetic packer brush which will also do the trick. Don't worry about this being messy because we are going to try and tidy this up when we come to cut the crease. Off camera I carved out my crease using my MIX Can't Stop Won't Stop concealer, and then going back in with the fluffy brush I'm just using it to soften the edges because you don't want a harsh line between the purple and the silver. And then taking my Revolution Soft Extra Spice palette, I'm taking this shade here called Infinity and using my finger and I'm just packing this all over the lid. This is a really high pigment. This is also eye safe, so if you are thinking about doing this I would definitely maybe get a hold of this or a glitter pigment. Just make sure that it is eye safe, and I'm just using this to make the star of the show and the central feature, especially if you're maybe wearing this to a Halloween party. I'm now taking my MAC, I think it's the kohl pencil, I think this is in the shade Graphic Black. In my last video I can remember the name, but thankfully I now remember it, and I'm just running this through my tight line and in my waterline. Normally I do eyeshadow off camera, but I thought I would show it with you guys this time, talking in detail about how I've done it. I always used to get super paranoid about using eyeliner in case I poke myself in the eye, and then just using a 508 brush from Morphe. I am just using this to smudge it in and smoke it out and appear more of a polish. I much prefer this looking quite messy and not too polished. And because it is the time of the year where you can get away with more of a smokier eye without worrying that you have been looking like you've been crying for a week or looking like you've not had a lot of sleep. Off camera I just applied my normal mascara, and then I'm taking my MAC lip liner in this shade Brick, only this time we are not going all the way in, we are just focusing on 2/3 of my lip, and then on the same one just outlining and then colouring in but not going completely in with my lip. Followed by the cream amplified lipstick in the shade Dark Opal. This colour is perfect at this time of year because it is a nice burgundy autumnal colour. Also it can be worn to resemble blood like in my vampire look, or you can maybe do it to where it is a for a Halloween look. Normally if I do a strong eye, I don't normally go for you tend to go for a neutral lip, but because it's Halloween, you can get away with wearing a strong eye with a strong lip. A cheaper alternative is Copenhagen from the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream. This is more of a metallic finish, so if you are wanting a matte liquid lip with a metallic finish, this should also do the trick. And there you go guys, that is my witch look complete.